Already, it feels like it has to be Ryan take over.
Yeah.
It may not be something that he schemed for, but it was starting to look like a very real possibility, a realization that came very late. I mean, I don't know that enough to know whether they are scheming or not. I feel like if you can plan 10 steps ahead, that makes you scheming as a person. It's a good thing or a bad thing depending on whether it benefits you or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Not? Because at the end of the day, every marketing plan is a manipulating plan also. How good are you depends on whether you benefited or you lost money in the endeavor.
Or when it becomes like at the cost of other people, then that becomes a problem. Right?
But literally, if I do a marketing plan, I'm trying to get people that otherwise wouldn't buy my product to part with money to buy my product. Right? That's a cost to people.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, the question that you brought up is why should she address this now rather than later, right? Is that even or not, whether or not Ryan or his supporters were scheming this has become a real reality, because if he was trying to get Sylvia to buy him out so that he has capital to start Reno King, it's a very real possibility for him to just go and take over NOC now and do that. And so then if she's really about to lose something that she's built from the ground up, then I would assume that she really would need to address this as soon as possible.
I feel like the way she addressed it was not right. Like the suicide thing, I feel like that's a bit much. Or she would come with a lot more caveat, suicide warnings and whatnot.
I think that falls on both Sylvia and Xiaxue. I think Xiaxue should have edited that part out. Yeah, it's damn disrespectful. Yeah.
I think she shouldn't have gone into such detail about
No, even if she... No, she just shouldn't have published it at all.
But if
it
she
doesn't make a difference
didn't,
to anything.
It makes a huge difference.
No,
to me.
I think it makes a difference if... Because that time, once we saw it, right, then I got asked, then you all show me that actually Ryan got talked about this before in an earlier post, like a few years back, right? But there was no new information, I feel, with regards to the suicide portion that helps this situation. She could have briefly mentioned it, but other than that, right, the details...
So either you let him finish or what?
Yeah, but the details like don't help, and you're outing somebody, like, it's horrible.
You go.
No. I've been talking a lot as well.
No, you've been saying I only. You go.
As in, I feel very strongly about this because I think, like, I know people in my life who have obviously gone through depression and have also attempted suicide. And so, like, it is quite sensitive to me. And so, when it first came up on video, I was like, oh my God, why are they talking about this? This feels very uncomfortable. But I think looking at the grand scheme of things, after watching the entirety of the video, right, I think it was important for Sylvia to establish a pattern of why or how she could turn out this way, whether or not it's true. I think it was unnecessary for Xiaxue to say how many times did he commit suicide. I thought that was just unnecessary. But I related back to myself, right? Like, if Nat was having really bad, like, relationships at work, and then she told me, like, hey, I want to kill myself because, like, everyone at work just hates me or, like, wants to betray me or leave me and that kind of thing, I'm going to come out and confront whoever is, like, making life hell for her. And
especially if you're in the position of power to do so.
Exactly. And if this happens every month, right, I can imagine how I can turn into someone who suddenly becomes super protective of her and very antagonist towards a lot of people. And so I think it was important for her, I guess, in some sense, to maybe not justify why she's been a toxic person, but just to give the viewers some explanation as to, she said, I don't recognize the person that I am right now. I've changed as a person. When I first heard that, I went, this feels like an excuse, you know? But as she's explaining that, I suddenly went, okay, I don't like what she did, but I can understand how she turned out this way. And so I think, I agree that maybe it was too much of that suicide conversation. I think there was just too much unnecessary information, but I felt like it was important for Sylvia to, like, say a little bit of it.
For me, I think regarding that part of the conversation, right, like what stood out was I had that thought of, like, why is she trying to say that he's using his mental health or like suicide threats, like, against her to manipulate her,
like weaponizing it.
Yeah, that could totally be an assumption from her side, and from his end, he could really just be going through this. But then I think what kind of maybe I wouldn't say changed my mind, but helped me empathize with her a bit more was when I saw the receipts that came out. Like, when I saw the one of her messages to Ryan saying, I'll protect you, I'll cure you. Like, that really, like, kind of helped me see her point of view in that moment. Like, the amount of love she had for him at that point and how she really wanted to protect him.
I don't think he, based on what I know of him again, and really just gathering and my ability as an empath, I don't think he weaponized his suicide thing. I think it was purely circumstantial. And as a partner, you deal with the circumstance of whatever your partner is. You deal with the brokenness of it.
I
Right.
think he weaponized it, but unconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, it turned to be something that she has to react to.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was trying to use it as a chip.
Yeah, I don't think he used it purposefully lah.
Yeah, I think he really was just very down in life and finds a lot of triggers in life. And then she kind of needs to kind of protect that from him.
I think like to me, after watching the video, I pretty much fall under the I don't really care at this point. Like I'm kind of wondering what is the bigger conversation or more useful conversation that we can have, because one, the police allegations, criminal allegations are being handled by the relevant authorities.
Yep.
Even down to the toxic workplace and everything, right? If it's really something that should be brought up with MOM or whoever, right? Feels like that's going to the relevant places
Yeah.
already. Her name has been dragged through the mud now that Ryan's name is also like being thrown into the mix as well. Like, out of all these, right, what stands out to me was the mental health conversation and like how that really affected both of them. Yeah.
I felt like this whole episode gives a very good glimpse of like human nature in that sense. I mean, yeah, the ugliness and the mob mentality and cancel culture, cool that. But I think what I always talk about, like in little drips every single episode, right, where possible, right, is the fact that we could see how we saw what Sylvia was or how she was painted, whether or not they were true, right? And we saw her name get dragged through the mud, and then she had information that she could say, but couldn't find the right platform or the proper way to deliver it until she went on Xiaxue's video to kind of deliver it. And after saying the truth as it is, and which to me is not a justification, but it's a good enough explanation.
Yep.
And I feel like she did explain herself. And I feel like the takeaway from most people is that, oh, now you're just dragging people through the mud. Now, how can you talk about other people's suicide things like it's so private? But for her, that's the truth, right? That is the truth of what it became so. And some people are stuck in circumstances that they just cannot talk about this.
Wow. Okay. When I watched the video, the main sentiment that I got after I closed the video, right, is that this whole thing is her trying to cover her tracks as much as possible, her trying to get as much sympathy as possible. I felt there was no truth. Because even though she can pull out receipts here and there and do all this, right, like a lot of it stems from an antagonistic intent. So like there are little things that, like, even in the comments you see people noticing like her mannerisms and all that, and how if she's stuck and she's trying to avoid the truth or answering the question, right, then there are little things that appear, and I can tell from it like there's some form of either insincerity or something in it lah, at least from what I gather. And with all the evidence that had come out before that already, right, you could see evidence of the kind of like monster that she became. Even if this is all the reasoning that led up to that, right, I feel like this video and who she was in that video, right, was still that same like end product. Yeah, and I think she's really completely I think she's still stuck in this whole game of trying to manipulate and present it in the best way possible to win a game.
But
Which I don't doubt, Which I don't doubt that's the agenda. Because that's what I would do also. That's what you would do also.
Yeah, but then because of that, right, at the end of the whole video, right, I have even less like sympathy and whatever for her. Because
Maybe
I think
not
she needs help.
sympathy. Do you feel like you understand better why she did what she did? That it was not from the point of I'm just an ugly human being.
But everybody goes through life, is you choose whether you want to become the monster or whether you can come out of it better and be like the bigger person, ma. So everything that she has said, right, like what you mentioned, right, doesn't justify any of her actions after this already.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I think, right, she tried to become the bigger person.
But it didn't happen,
All the way to the point where she realized she can no longer become the bigger person.
Right.
And then she's like, fuck it, I'm going down already.
But
I
actually,
need to last ditch.
I'm not sure whether this is true, but then based on what the timelines that she mentioned in the video, it seems like a lot of the stuff that people were bringing up were actually from years ago or at least last year. Right? So then I'm wondering, and she mentioned she did start going to see a therapist because last year when she reflected, she realized that like perhaps like she doesn't even recognize the person who she is anymore. So then in that sense, do you think she's already improving? Because you mentioned that like she's still the monster that she is, right? But
is monster too harsh or not?
No, I think if I'm not wrong, she used her own words lah. But anyway.
Okay. So that makes it okay. Yeah, that's fine then.
But she did mention that like last year when she realized that she did start going to therapy, so maybe she has been becoming better. I'm not sure. Okay, feel free to correct me.
Yeah.
They will.
I think this one a bit difficult for us to question because we don't know enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But if
it doesn't look to me like she's a different person. Like what I'm saying is that I still see that same person that I saw in the videos that got leaked and the video that I see in Xiaxue's video.
so, if back to my initial question about anchoring bias, right? If all the information had come out about Ryan first, and then she's coming out with the same information, right? Do you think you will still perceive her to be as manipulative?
Wait, so everything came out about Ryan, then after that, then everything came out about her lah.
Yeah.
Then Ryan went on Xiaxue's show and come out.
Well, I think a lot of the issues that Ryan is being called out for or that she brought up in this video, right, are stuff that hasn't really affected other people on a very, very personal level besides their relationship. Whereas for her, right, she's using the problems in the relationship as an excuse to be unprofessional and towards other people.
I see.
So the real issue is that Sylvia's issues affect so many people, but actually Ryan's problems only affect Sylvia.
Yeah, that's a really good point, sir.
Yeah.
Here's an unpopular opinion which I don't know whether I'm prepared to say on air.
Let's
Right?
hear it.
That, of course, both of them are imperfect and no one is, right? No one is an angel in this. Everybody had their own reason and actually pretty good reasons to do certain things. But understanding how this works and putting it based on my own experience of running company as well, I don't think Ryan would have brought NOC to the level that Sylvia did.
Actually, a lot of people commented about that. Like, they don't believe that Sylvia matters that much to the company. Like, how much can one person matter?
Yeah, and I do believe it's a lot. Because we've been in circumstances and Dan has been through also where in protection of one, you have to go after another and you kind of choose who you protect as well. Yeah, and I feel like everybody wants to be liked. We go back to that, right? Everybody wants to be liked. To the point whereby we need to correct certain actions, to the point where we need people get in line, which has to happen at work. And if you want to be liked so much that you have an inability to do that, someone needs to step up. And if there's someone steps up for you, you need to have that person's back. That's where I see this thing going wrong. Yeah, not justifying the point where, I mean, she doesn't have to be a nasty person.
Yep.
Yeah, she still doesn't have to be a nasty person. But that's where I saw in the business. And I feel like perhaps Ryan can run it today onwards because NOC has reached a certain level. Yeah, because this saga has happened, Ryan knows how to hire the correct people to bring it forward. It's easy to be, I would believe to run Coca-Cola today. It's easier to do that than to try and bring Coca-Cola from somebody's recipe and bring it to what it is today.
Yeah.
And I feel like Ryan could have done that without Sylvia. And Sylvia paid a lot of the price, like today, to get this done.
Wait, what do you mean by she paid the price?
Like, to get there,
she
had
lived
to.
in a world whereby nobody liked her. Lor. I think that's damn shit feeling You know what I mean? Like, even though she can personally justify it has to be done, whether or not you have to do it in a way that is disrespectful to people, even being the person that's feared in the office. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a shit feeling and nobody wants to be that person.
But there's a difference between being feared and being disliked. Like, these people don't like her.
Yeah.
They have conflicts with her to the point that they leave the company. Like, that's very different from just you being feared, but you're being authoritative enough to get shit done and to help our organization to rise.
But in some regards,
I think it's great lah. I honestly think it's great. If you have two bosses and one of the boss is the one that gives you reward and works with you and sit beside you and stay
And
with
say,
you
I
till
help you
late.
talk to the other boss or this.
And then the other boss is the one that's saying, hey, it's 6 o'clock already, why is it not done? Can you stay and finish it tonight?
Yeah, but that's the problem. She wasn't saying that. Like in the first video that we did about
So I'm not saying that she can do that. I'm not saying that's justified. But I'm saying one person needs to do that role if the other person is going to play good cop lah, in their words.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. It's just that he has a way that, I mean, obviously, which no one is perfect for. Neither do they have perfect employees. Neither was this handled in the correct manner. Now no one has a livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, something else I'm curious about is also she mentioned how the overworking, like what we kind of brought up, right, is seasonal, which I think we would all understand because like now year end we're also a lot more busy and all that, right? But then there were also people that kind of like spoke out against it, saying that like should that be normal? Then like working till like 3 or 4 a.m. I'm just curious, like why is it that it kind of maybe only happens to that extreme extent to NOC, while to us it's like still okay as much as possible. We still try to like not work after work hours and all that. And
I would say, right, that because Sylvia is getting cancelled for it, right, in my back of my mind I was like, remember to tell the niece that she can take off in lieu. Remember? So cancel culture actually works.
No wonder Dan keep asking me. Have you talked to John? Have you talked to John?
Please don't screenshot and cancel her.
But do you think it's that difference?
I think no one should be made to work until 3 a.m. period, but if they do, they should be compensated or they should be given off in lieu, right? But I think it makes sense that when it happens during peak period, it happens because these are the number of employees that we have. And then when we suddenly get to March or April when there's not that much work, right? It's not like we're suddenly going to fire people, right? It's not like we're going to hire new people in December and then fire them in March. So then we're going to stick with this amount of employees. There's going to be a time where everyone's very free and there's going to be a time where everyone's going to be very busy.
Which also means there will be a time whereby the company loses money paying salary, and then there will be times that the company needs to make up for lost money. Because I feel like, okay, in the past, right, I also work in marketing startups, right, whereby we also work until 1 to 3 a.m. Not often, to be honest. But during seasons, we still have to do it. But we self-justify. Maybe, I mean, I'm not saying that I completely understand what the stuff in the NOC is going through. But in my own experience, right, there's this understanding that the next day, we're supposed to reach at 9, right? But we reach at 9:30, we reach at 9:45. We take unnecessarily long smoke breaks and lunch breaks. Or we spend the afternoon playing Nerf gun chasing around each other in office. Until it's time to get
Wait, where's this office?
Yes, yeah.
No, it's
I got my own Nerf gun.
It's
My
quite
first day
fun.
of work.
So we don't complain in that sense because we know that we could have spent the entire day working. But right, once we hit the tipping point, right, somebody just does something shitty to us, makes us want to quit, right?
All this.
Now you tell me to explain my company culture, right?
Yeah.
They work us until 3 a.m. There's completely no discipline. The boss comes late. I also come late, right? I also do nothing in the daytime, right? There are also times where I got no job. I also didn't manage to bring in sales and didn't manage to execute. But nobody remembers that once everything is sour. You ask me to explain the culture. This is what it is all.
It feels like that's the same in a relationship also. Like
Oh,
sometimes
like
like in a
very
bad
much so.
relationship,
Yeah.
a bad breakup, right? You
Yeah.
only remember the bad. Yeah. And
It's
very,
human
very difficult
nature.
to process and remember that actually there was so much good out of it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
500 days of summer. No, I felt like she made a lot of mistakes during the video, and I think name dropping was one of them because she could have easily just explained herself and then try and minimize the number of people that will try and retaliate against the video, right? By naming all these people, obviously they're going to retaliate against this video,
Which they did.
and then it draws out of focus any other points that she wants to make, whether or not they were going to be justified or not.
What vibes do y'all get post video? Do y'all feel like her detractors take it down a notch or they ramped up?
I think she definitely gained a little bit of sympathy from a small group. But for the most part, I think I know only for me it didn't help at all .
My sensing is, right, after she did that, right,
Now it's more equal playing field.
it's equal.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
people that were a lot more vocal, right, pull back a little bit.
Even the chicken rice also like say they stopped after her apology, right?
Yeah. I don't know whether anything happened in the background.
I
but
also feel like it's confirmed something happened in the background.
It could be. Most likely, this kind of cases is that the lawyers between each other meet and say what they all actually want from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if no crime was committed, she's not going to go to jail for this. It's unnecessary to say, let's shut down NOC. You want her to step down from $1 million baby. Would you?
Yeah.
Right, what do you want from this? We want another public apology. Like, okay, then we drop it.
Yeah.
That's probably
And
what
at the
happened.
end, just now also what you mentioned was that like what how can NOC come out of this? Right? Or how can Sylvia come out of this? But whether or not this video came out, do you think it would have made much of a difference either way for her like career wise or whatever? Because by the law it's going to be pretty much fixed, right? Depending on whether she did or didn't commit those crimes. But with regards to her career and her personal life, all that, the damage has already been done even before the Xiaxue video came out. So how does doing this video change that for her?
I think it doesn't help her, but I think it helps the talents that support her and are very quiet at the moment.
But
Because
do you know who they are?
I mean, I don't want to name
They
drop
start throwing
lah.
out names.
No, or you know who's supporting her quietly,
As in, you can kind of make a few guesses, those that are not against her lah,
right?
and have been visible in the videos as being close to her in some sense.
I think it helped her.
How so?
I think once again, she didn't try and adjust her. She didn't. She should have probably, but she didn't address how all these things made her do certain things. But I think it made clear what drove her to that level. It's like murdering will always be wrong. But if I tell you that this person raped my daughter, you kind of understand, but I'm still wrong. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where it is now. Not saying any party is bad. I feel like both parties is human. It just got ugly because it got big.
Yeah. But so you were saying like it didn't help for you at all, right? Do you think your circle of friends that discussed about it, maybe if you did or not, like were they kind of in the same boat as you?
Quite a few. Most people were like, wow, actually Xiaxue not so bad, yeah. Wow, hey, Ryan suck, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Humans very
they all swayed immediately, but they are all, every time they ask me, right, they are all in it for the drama.
Yeah.
Then I like ask them, just shut up lah. Because them annoying. Like I'm trying to really try to figure out like what are the intentions behind everything that she's saying. So like
your advice to Sylvia, hold on. Your advice to Sylvia as a personal friend, let's say you are, right, is that I encourage you to continuously suffer in silence and take the high road. Don't let anybody understand how it got this far, is it?
I would say take a step back, address and talk to the people that really matter to you right now. Like
which she probably has.
Okay, yeah.
But still being dragged through the mud.
So right, at the end of the video, she said one of the main reasons why she need to come out publicly and say all this is because her mother
Channel 8
saw this on the news
she
or
poor
whatever.
mother, I'm a bit sus TBH. Sorry if it's true, but
Why? How is that the right reason to do this? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't justify anything at all for me. Like if your mother know, then
No, but if your mother is breaking down and saying, can you please tell everybody that you are not this bad person?
Just like how my mother is the reason I quit my previous job and
right.
say please quit. Please don't work there anymore.
Yeah, but that's behind the scenes. It's not like she's going out in front of your company and hold one big sign and say, yeah, let John leave. You know,
No, but if she's
because not public, what?
Yeah, if she's pleading to you.
But it doesn't justify at all. It's not even a reason for her for why she needs to go
You're still on
publicly
take it down,
and do all this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
If
as
I were
her friend,
if I were her friend, I tell her go and talk to your mother. Be there for your mother.
Done
she needs to
already.
be.
She talked to her friends already. She secured the people that support her already. Her name was still being dragged through the mud on the day the video was released.
Yeah, because you
more
still
and
need
more
time
people
to
are
address
getting more and more
everything,
emboldened and more vocal. How do you address? She tried to address what
she's been on the internet for 10 plus years. This is not her first scandal. I mean, it
But
might
this
be
is the
This
crazy
is her
largest.
first scandal.
okay, it's the biggest, but she's on the internet. She should know how it works. Everybody who's related to her or close to her at least should understand the way her industry is already, right? At this point, I mean.
So what would you tell her to do?
Tahan, no?
Just continue tahan.
Yeah,
Wow.
tahan. I mean, if you're going for therapy and you're really fixing everything about you and understanding the bigger picture already.
That helps her become a better person. But people, once again, this is completely, I'm just painting a picture just to see how you answer, right?
Yeah.
She can go to therapy, she feel better about herself. She can go be therapy and be a better leader. But the world won't give her another chance anymore. Because she felt like she was betrayed and she was let down and that the company needed some discipline and she was the only one willing to do it. Because of those actions, her and her co-founders and the managers and the directors within the company can become rich.
Yeah, but at this point, is it you see, right? Then you are conflating two things. One is yourself and all your personal issues. The other is somebody else getting rich off of all this. Or it's a business thing or whatever. I think they are two separate things,
Of the same thing, two sides of the same coin, no?
I think the main complicated part about this is how intertwined these two are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like what Dan mentioned in the beginning, right? It really just seems like a toxic relationship get way out of hand. And then it really affected everyone that was in the company and to
Because
this extent.
we talked about, I mean, in other episodes beyond this. Once again, I have no idea what's going on and I'm not defending anybody, okay? I'm just taking from a meta point of view, okay?
That's what we're all doing.
Yeah, that's what we're all doing, right?
We're not trying to side anyone.
I feel like trying to make a conversation, I feel like trying to cite Sylvia, but it's just not true. I care about both of them.
Okay, but if say you are Sylvia's friend, like the question thrown back to you guys, like what would you all do? What advice would you all give her?
I wouldn't give advice.
No,
Wait
sorry.
out my league.
Before the Xiaxue video. Before doing the Xiaxue video.
Or if she comes to you asking whether she should do the video, you'll say she should.
Yes.
Assuming
With Xiaxue. Can be anybody else
Sure,
technically.
It can be anybody else.
It could be us.
me?
Yeah.
Hey. cannot. Too much.
So now Ryan needs to call us.
I think if everything or almost everything that she said on Xiaxue was true and I knew that this was true, I would tell her in some way to get this out to get this information out.
Who else can leak this for you? Right? Who else can say it for you? This kind of thing you have to say by
She
yourself.
got tried to
Exclusive
make some
with
stuff on her
Mothership.
own though, but didn't turn out well.
The
Mothership, Rise Media. Like Xiaxue is obviously the drama avenue.
Yeah.
So go to somebody else lah.
But I think if there's all this information, like weeks of information against you, right? You kind of want to get the maximum amount of people to watch at the same time, right? All your information that you want to get out.
Okay, then let me ask you all. Do you all think Xia Xue did a good interview?
I think there were points where she did try to lead her back to the main point, like try to segment, say, okay, let's finish talking about this before we move on. But then, I think there were also points that she missed lah. I don't know whether she missed or she asked and it got cut out. So
For the
Up in
most
the
part,
air.
knowing who Xia Xue is, right? I think if she's trying to get something out of you, she will. But I think she let a lot of things slide with Sylvia. Or either that or it was cut out. You know what I mean?
But I think that's the nature of an in-person interview.
But she also had that outro where she pieced together the conspiracy for, I think,
It's true.
no reason.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I believe. I mean, Sash is friend with both of them, by the way.
Oh.
I think she just really wants to give a place where she can just say her stuff without being interrupted, without being cornered and put on the spot.
Right.
Like you just say what you want to say, or you kept quiet for so long already. Just say, oh. Then you try and dig. If you evade, I don't go already. That's probably the approach I would take also.
Right.
Yeah. Because what's the point you try and corner her in her own tell all? Then she got up. Then everything she don't want to say because you're going to take it and twist it. You know, there are interviewers that will say, so what you are trying to say is that Ryan weaponized his suicide against you. But no, that's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to tell you what happened. Yeah, why are you twisting my words, you know?
I think at the end of the day, again, I disagree with some follow-up questions that she had, but I think she had to balance between I'm a safe person you can talk to, but also I need to ask what everyone's asking.
Yeah, she managing her comment section actually. So that people will be like, oh my god, you never ask anything.
Right.
Yeah.
She also did say though, like I hope I asked everything that you want to say, like hopefully like no one's going to complain if I miss out anything.
Yeah. I feel like
Which
it
I
was
guess
her
she did.
job to really ask, but not her job to probe. At the end of the day, we talk about talking out about your problems, right? Letting truth prevail. Don't be judgmental towards other people. Yet at the same time, with persons of leadership, right? The advice is to suck it up. Which I have attempted to take the high road 99.9% of my life. But then there are times where I'll be like,
The high road too steep.
no, like the high road, then I feel like I'm a big person, right? For myself only.
Right.
Whereas the world thinks I'm a or rather what I perceive the world to think I'm a It's like, what's the point of taking high road? You protect the reputations of everybody involved. So what? If I have a bigger purpose, right? If let's say taking the high road allows me to continue doing business, continue building on my success, right? And getting 10-20% increments year on year on business growth, right? I feel like I understand why I'm taking the high road. Right?
Yeah.
Not to go into detail with what happened in the past, right? For me, we never did address what happened to Real Talk 1. There are bad stories that happen that talk about, oh, you know what, John must be a f***ed up person, or the Real Talk crew abandoned him. Me not coming out to address what happened is me trying to take the high road. Why is it easier for me to take the high road? Because I know that whether I address or not address, I'm still going to continue making money building this business. If I don't have this business to build, why would I take the high road? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
There is no more NOC to continue if she doesn't explain herself, you know. Nothing to go back to, nothing to keep quiet so that I can still retain my honorable leadership position and have my current troops follow me. No more already. There's nothing to go back to. I feel like because she did that, she now has something to rebuild.
So you think you work with
Meta.
NOC
Huh?
after this?
Will I what?
If at the end of the day she's still in charge of NOC, will you still work with NOC after this? Like say as a client.
Time. I think it needs time. I think many ways to do things. They can spawn off a web channel, understanding the growth hacking thing, spawn a new face. They created so many stars. Not just because they put people on the NOC channel, it's because they understand the formula to make their personality stand out, right? Then create sub-channels that are not connected, lor. 1 year later, 2 years later, you look at the Gush Cloud scandal. You think they will go down, eh? I was in the business, eh? I also think it was going to go down.
We joined Russia after the scandal.
I mean, it's a lot of things taken out of context.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bosses took a high road, never really fully addressed. But they also admitted to some faults.
Yeah,
And
but
then they move on because there was something to build.
and I don't know about you, but because you joined the company post scandal, it feels like you're almost there as part of the rebuild,
Right.
Yeah.
and you're part of this new phase.
I feel like some branding cycle needs to happen. Sylvia needs to lie low. Ryan can perhaps take over. Sylvia can hire a senior management. I think it can still be done.
On the note of like, if I take it to a more flip side, right? Because I think right now the conversation is a lot on Sylvia versus Ryan, whose side are you on? But then most of the complaints of all the workplace grievances and all that actually comes from the employees. So like now that they have called out Sylvia to this extent, I don't think they will continue working with the company already. Or like I'm wondering like, what do they want to get out of this? Like, is it to ensure that future people who work in NOC don't receive the same treatment? I mean, personally, I don't see what each of them gain from this like expose. And like
Maybe like some people can afford to leave the company and go elsewhere. Maybe some cannot.
right,
But they're all still friends.
right.
So maybe this is an attempt to help improve the environment for those people who are still in need.
I also think it's two things. One is that maybe it's that power revenge, right? Like if someone has like exercised their power on you for so long, it's that sudden need that I've gained back this power. You are now cancelled and I finally have that back. That's quite a shock feeling. Like I can imagine if you are there for 2-3 years and you feel victimized for so long, you would want that power play. And maybe the other two is a little bit more altruistic, where you hope that the whole industry, if it's similar to this, changes also because of this case lah. Where you have bosses thinking twice about shit, should I treat and like employees this way or not? Hopefully.
On the note of like, we received quite a bit of comments on how you don't have to use swear words at work at all, right? Back to the point of like, you can be assertive, don't have to be nasty. Like, what do you think about that? Because I mean, internally in our company and all that, like swearing and all that is quite common.
But it's the use of the swearing.
I
Like,
have,
It's the way you use it.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
yeah. Exactly. We've never said, what the fuck are you doing? But we've said, yo, what the fuck is that?
Wait,
that sounds a bit pego.
Damn talented.
Wow, this is f***ing funny, hey, this is a f***ing good job. Better example.
Yeah, that was just now that one wasn't.
Yeah, that was a brain fart. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching.
I feel like by the time this episode goes out, there'll be more shit and then it'll be outdated again. Then our whole opinions change again.
Gotcha.
But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Oh, before that, so there's been an announcement about several things. So as you know, the government has been mentioning that we're going to be slowly resuming, safe resumption of like activities soon, right? And so there's a couple of things that they've announced. The first is that home recovery has been expanded to eligible pregnant women as well. If you are below 35 years old, if you are less than 26 weeks pregnant, and also you've been clinically assessed to be suitable for home recovery. The other thing which will also make employees in Gravity very happy is that from January 1st, 2022, you soon will be able to return to the workplace, but only if you're fully vaccinated or if you recovered from COVID-19 in the past 270 days. So do take note of that. And also unvaccinated employees are not allowed to return to the workplace unless they have a valid negative pre-event test results. So
We
do
are
take
fully
note.
vaccinated as a company. I hope yours is also.
We are. So we'll soon see everyone in the office soon.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Do give us a like, a sub, a comment, and hit that notification button. It's so weird to be the one to say it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I heard, right, that there are these like... Let me just call it... Okay, I'm just going to call them the elder orgies.
Are you legally allowed to hit back? It's Tuesday, May 25th. UFC is coming to a train near you and a Lambo owner got slapped. This is your daily catch-up.
Okay, then, what headlines for today?
You tattoo
Shut the hell up, faster, go!
So to calm some nerves regarding COVID-19 and the situation here in Singapore, Health Minister Ong Ye Kung has come out to answer 4 frequently asked questions. I'll just quickly run through them in summary. So the first one was whether there's any point in getting the vaccine since people who are vaccinated are still getting COVID-19, to which the answer is yes.
Why would it be no?
Exactly. So some of the numbers that he brought up, out of the current infections, 78 were vaccinated, but 300 were unvaccinated. And the research has shown that the Pfizer vaccine still has high efficacy against the virus variants.
I heard.
that's me. It's not just me. Both pictures are me.
Hi Brenda.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Do you know what you're here for?
Reacting to something. I'm scared. I don't know what it is. I'm here to react to something about guys having some impression about girls, right? I don't know.
Something that's probably gonna piss me off. Let's go.
What do you consider your own dressing style?
Ah, everybody knows this. I'm always in dresses. I think the general style that I gravitate towards is like K fashion.
To be very honest, my dressing style is super basic. And I would say I prioritize comfort over style sometimes, like now. Today I just really don't feel like dressing up, so I came in a baggy t-shirt and biker shorts.
So today we'll be reacting to guys' most hated styles on Singaporean girls. Right now, you can take this chance to defend yourself.
I feel that female fashion, right, is always changing. To be honest, right, sometimes I also find a bit much lah. Yeah. Oh my god, I sound so old. Slippers with jeans. Yeah, this I also don't like. Very ugly. I'm sorry, but this look reminds me of the early year 2000s where all the Alien and Abengs, right, they wear the skinny jeans and the slippers. And then they...
Let me give you all the context of guys' slippers with jeans versus girls' slippers with jeans. Guys' slippers with jeans, right? The jeans, first of all, is like skinny jeans, right? It's not even flare, nothing, skinny jeans. The slippers is like the $5 buy from the mama shop kind of slipper. But for girls, you know, girls when they pick slippers, it's not necessarily the $5 mama shop one. Got slippers that are like the more high class slippers, the ones that are classier. Yeah, they're not very aesthetically like nice, but hey, sometimes it's about comfortability, so it's okay. I think it's fine.
I think it depends on the occasion. Like obviously you wouldn't dress like this to go to a restaurant or go like town. But if you're just like freaking going downstairs to tapao your lunch, don't tell me they expect you to freaking put on socks and sneakers or wear your freaking stilettos. Leopard prints. Hey! Hey!
Wait a minute.
There's Leah and Chow!
Is that a picture of Leah?
Okay, y'all are shady for including a photo of Leah. Are you crazy? She's your boss. You're fired.
I think some people can pull off leopard prints. It's something that you need a lot of confidence and you know, your dressing must be very bold.
I think it's only worn by people who are more like on the fashionista side. Like they purposely wear more daring things that people usually stay away from, like bright neon colors, that kind of thing. So you know, it's very fitting that Leah is here. We stand a style icon.
Okay, why are y'all such haters of animal prints? I'm not even joking. The last time, I think I filmed a video with Hafiz before. I was wearing a leopard print skirt as reference in this set photo that you used of me. And then he was like, oh, I think everything not bad. The skirt a bit like, I'm like, why? What's wrong with the skirt, Hafiz? Why, Hafiz?
Nice what? They wear nice. Okay, personally, I won't wear leopard prints because I feel like I look like auntie already. So if I wear leopard prints, I will look even more like auntie going to the market to buy food.
Hey, walao!
Oh my god, what is that?
Tiered dresses. What the hell is wrong with this? Okay, but personally, like, that is my favorite dress. Okay. And I don't feel offended, just want to put this out there. I never liked tiered dresses until I got this dress. And then when I like put it on, I was like,
Oh, I like this dress. This is weird.
why? Is it because we look like a cake? What do y'all want? You only want bodycon dress, is it? Or what y'all want? I don't understand. If you think that tiered dress looks like a curtain, just wear it because probably people are gonna turn around and be like,
Damn, that's a fine ass curtain. I want that curtain.
Look at Leah, she looks so cute.
I like the fact that it's a step up from a regular dress. Like imagine if this dress doesn't have tears, right? How boring would this be? It's just like a beige bed sheet.
Tiered dresses add an extra layer and texture to regular maxi dresses, right? Thanks. So I don't understand why. I think it's nice. I have this blue one that's very nice. I recently bought it. And I'll just wear it out shamelessly. This is invalid.
Top to Don't ever insult my queen, Amanda.
I'm scared. Oi! Oi! Not valid. I have to respectfully disagree with you because my photo is here, yeah.
First of all, flowy you also don't like. Too tight you also don't like. Why you don't like, I know, because you cannot hide your boner.
I would say that, to be honest, top to bottom yoga attire has blended into like your lifestyle kind of fashion.
I love seeing girls wear like that. Cause yoga attire is very body hugging, right? So when girls wear it, I feel like it shows a form of confidence. Some people just like to wear it because they don't want to bring extra clothes. You know, maybe after work or after school, they want to go and work out. That's why they wear the yoga attire, so they don't need to bring extra. Yeah, and then if it suits whatever they are doing, then so be it lor.
But of course, there's a time and a place for everything lah. Don't wear this to like a wedding.
What?
Don't.
Basic ass cardigans and make them look like they're going to go see a doctor. And then y'all put Brenda. Wow. That's me.
It's not just me, both pictures are me. Brenda, girlfriend, you look stunning, honey. Like, don't let anyone ever tell you that you look like you're going to the doctor, okay? Like, no.
We love that. We love the cheeky off the shoulder, like cardigan protects you from the cold and it like, you know, helps you be a little bit more conservative. But if you want to, you can reveal the shoulder.
Nice and sensual.
Like, okay, you all imagine, okay, if like I'm wearing a very floral dress, right? Then I'm feeling cold. Will I choose a cardigan or will I choose say like a bright red hoodie or pullover? Of course I choose the cardigan, right? Because it matches my dress. Get out.
I think a lot of girls have this in their wardrobe also because it matches a lot of their outfits.
Rather than we steal your jacket, we steal your hoodie, and then we bring home, I think you complain.
Blazer, jeans, combo plus boots. I feel so personally attacked in this freaking sentence and line. What is wrong with blazer, jeans and boots?
Ah, what the fuck? Oh my god!
This looks amazing! My hypothesis is that it screams girl boss and you are very intimidated and your KKJ shrinks up inside of you.
Blazers are very associated with like masculinity. So when like women can really pull it off with like boots and everything, wow, she will look damn hot Woo! Like chef's kiss, okay? And then they'll just be like,
Why she wear like that, sia? Wow, then manly Why cannot? Hello? Oh wow.
are you insecure of your authority in life? Are you intimidated by my fierceness? I don't think this is a valid option because genuinely I feel that this combo is like very confidence boosting for a girl. And for someone who wears it very often, I can say that like I feel fire when I walk out.
That poly 小妹妹 combo with baby blue tiny ass cardi plaid pants Nike AF ones. This is a very specific combination. It's a very Y2K combination.
Oh my god, this person is like so specific with it. Is this what your ex wore? Are you taking it personal? Even got the colors, your baby blue.
So for example, Jenny, like I think she was the queen of like wearing outfits like this, like the super crop cardigan and like low rise denim jeans and stuff. But okay, to be honest, I think maybe like last year it was quite trendy. I am very guilty of wearing this combination, and so it's Mr. Brenda Tan over here wearing it in her very Blackpink Jenny style. Hey, I see me again. Is that why I'm single? Because I've been making too many fashion mistakes.
Look at me, trying to be I don't know what with this outfit, right? And then I'm carrying a $2 Taobao bag.
I have to clarify, I wore this outfit because we did another Zula video where we went through Blackpink's routine for a day, but I actually already own this.
Oh my god.
A lot of people also ask me when I wore this shirt, like, what is the point? Like, you buy a t-shirt, but then only half is button. And that's how the shirt is made, by the way. Is
What?
I don't dare to wear this tiny cardigan thing because I scared something will explode somewhere. So, yeah, it's something to take picture. Not not that I have much to show lah, but you know.
It was a trend once and now it's a bit outdated, or like we gotta keep up with the times, you know, move on. And I also don't like to wear the same thing as everybody that I see on the street, so to prevent that, I probably won't wear something like this anymore.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize that there would be an entry that I agree with.
The denim hot shorts that can see the butt cheeks. I guess it looks really good if you're like a Victoria's Secret model with 0 flaws or whatever, but I would say 99% of people it looks very unflattering because your buttocks is really out here to say hi.
I really cannot imagine like having my cheeks out and about, and if I'm like going to eat outside, right, I'm gonna sit on a public chair and I can feel like the bacteria and the germs transferring onto my 屁股.
I think it's not very tasteful, personally. It's like you are trying to be sexy but in the wrong way. But that's just my personal take on it. If you feel like you're sexy in it, go ahead. This is like beach shorts, summer holiday in like freaking where is that place? The Maldives kind of vibe. Not walking along in your neighborhood Hougang Mall with all the uncles looking at your butt. No. SAF t-shirt with FBT shorts. Oh my god.
It's what you like. And we wear clothes.
I think a lot of girls, right, we wear SAF t-shirt with the FBT shorts is because we are at your house and we want to change it to something comfortable, and that is all you have.
But it's really like a staple in girls' wardrobes when they have a boyfriend who has access to such t-shirts and singlets. I mean, it's kind of sweet if you think about it. And there's like this like ownership element, like, oh, I'm wearing this man's.
Like, very personal talk. I'm his. I'm clean.
Imagine the girl actually went to army. Imagine that's actually her shirt. What you gonna do? Would you know? No, right? So don't judge. She may look like a kind of girl, but maybe she can like knock it down 20 better than you. So don't.
Now that you have seen some of the girls' dressing styles, how do you feel about it?
Oh my god. A lot of it was shocking and extremely subjective. I'm really very curious. Like, I really want to survey these dudes and say like, okay, so what is it that you do like?
I just want to say that whoever you're surveyed from have very bad fashion sense. Because the people that you used over there, I mean, obviously I'm there, clearly. There's Leia, there's Brenda, there's Chow. These people are those who have fashion sense. You are telling me that they find that unattractive, then these people better be like in shirts and blazers all the time, man. Because that's what we find attractive.
I got one question. What are your thoughts on having your pictures
What?
using an example for so many times?
I would like to say that because y'all don't have any option but to use TSL people's pictures, so y'all use my pictures, right? But then I also think that I get it because I really don't think I fall into the category of the girl next door. But I do know that when guys look at girls, they see girls a certain way. When girls look at girls, they see girls a certain way.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can tell. I really didn't have much comments about the outfits, mainly because I'm a strong believer of showing your personal style and confidence through fashion. I don't think like different body types should be subject to different types of clothes.
I mean, at the end of the day, what a girl chooses to wear or what a guy chooses to wear is up to them. And you just be happy kind of already lah. Don't you think so much lah. If a person don't like, then they don't like lah. So be it lah.
Thank you guys for watching this video.
If you have any opinions about the list,
Leave them down in the comments below, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. And maybe you can tell me like, oh, what do you think of like biker shorts also? I think quite comfortable.
Okay, those places
Correct,
are not supposed to have hostess.
Yeah.
So why did you go to that place?
Yeah, why, John?
Let's
why
say,
you go?
hey, y'all don't attack me.
Is your KTV hostess biting you in the ass? This is your daily catch-up. So as you guys know, there was a KTV cluster, and it's as of the time of filming, right, there's been 88 cases so far that's been linked to this KTV cluster.
What?
Wait, are we not going to address that she's here?
You bring me for this kind of lapsap content.
And when we have lapsa content, we purposely bring Pat on.
Correct,
So
correct. So I brought my wife here so that we can have a fight on camera. We carry on first.
I mean, for those of you who don't know and you don't know, like, why have you been living under a rock? There's been a KTV cluster that initially had 41 cases, and then for the 41 cases, it spread to so many other like different cases. I think the Dream Cruise one, they had to turn back because one person was a positive case. He was linked to that. There was a satay outlet.
Yeah, the
like,
hawker
case
store
also.
one. Yeah, the assistant.
Yeah, and so like what has this branched to was that there was a bunch of
memes,
crazy memes. One of it was a carousel posting for $500 to help you lie to your wife, basically an alibi. There's a witness that will say that corroborate your story or wherever you were.
It keeps on giving, and there's a lot.
It really keeps on giving. No, then there was this photo also of a guy walking out of his like condominium with like people in hazmat suits or like
Oh.
and then like people take photos like this one confirm KTV.
I feel like now whenever you get taken, right, and you're a guy, you probably kena suspected of being the KTV
You
case.
GG already, sia.
No, wait, what were your first thoughts?
They deserve it.
Irresponsible.
KTV open. How come I didn't know about this?
Bocho.
I didn't know the KTV is lapsap one. I thought it's Teo Heng kind.
Oh.
Like
Then I'm like,
family.
why everyone so secretive about going KTV? I'm damn confused.
Because illegal lah.
Yeah,
No, but
yeah,
Teo
I
Heng-
read out about it.
Teo Heng also open, right? But they turn it into like study room, right?
You can work from there or study from there.
So there's no KTV lah.
They can only operate as like F&B outlets.
So the only KTV that you can go to if you are crazy about KTV is the lapsap kind lah.
No, you cannot lah. It's illegal lah. Oh, I mean, yeah, at home
Cannot lah. Got it.
Why you wanna admit?
No, just curious.
My first thought, right, was that it could totally happen to me.
Wait, explain yourself. This is wait, you gotta explain.
Hey, the fight start already.
No, so okay, not that I go to. I've been before, but it's not like I go to like lapsap KTV. But
sure,
we liken it right to, let's say right now Singapore got a lot of cases. This weekend, some of y'all might go out. Y'all might go to Ion. Then y'all might eat in the food court. And then y'all might start the Ion 144 case cluster.
Okay.
And if you do not partake in the lapsap, right, isn't it the same thing?
No.
No, but you being in that vicinity where lapsapness happens, so like when, like according to the news reports, right, like when you go into the place already, you are greeted by the hostess coming to kiss you on the neck, that kind of thing.
No lah, not necessarily. Okay, not in my experience lah. Because it was 9 years ago lah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so the question I had with Pat, right, like after, yeah, we were together already. But okay, I was watching the video that Minister Ong Ye Kung put out that says if you visited, go now, go and get checked now. So I asked myself, number one, we'll address later, which is I could totally be in that situation. But number two, I asked Pat, will you be angry if I tell you, hey, and you get checked?
So what do you say?
Yes.
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 Why?
Okay, so this is my personal view, okay? I know it stems from a very irrational.
Don't say that yet.
Okay, but
She's only saying that because yesterday we had a conversation. I guess I won.
no, you didn't win. I don't think you won. So I feel that first of all, it's illegal. Okay, those places
Correct,
are not supposed to have hostess.
Yeah.
So why did you go to that place?
Yeah.
Yeah, why, John?
So let's
why you
say,
go?
hey, y'all don't attack me.
Even
What
if
would you have expected me to do?
I would have expected you to finish up. And then, of course,
Finish
not
up?
your... And then, finish out your meal. Of course, try and keep a safe distance from the lady lah. Because apparently they cut hot,
Not for
right?
COVID, but just,
As husband and wife are concerned, that's the story. If I'm going to admit to my wife.
But I think still angry.
Once I realized, right, then I'm like, wow, cannot leh, but you know lah, my brother birthday.
But the chances
So
are...
I faster eat, I go home.
But like 90% of the 88 cases probably is not in that situation. Like
Yeah
they all
lor.
willingly went to
Like
the
most of them
KTV,
don't have a clear conscience like you do.
Having the trust that she have of me, why are you still angry?
No, so that night when you come back, right, after you finish the thing, did you tell her that
Correct,
got
there's a
girls come
hostess,
in?
correct.
Okay, that brings out another point.
Oh, it's until you need to kena tested, then you tell her.
So let's say, right? Let's say you have a friend that, like whatever, like your army friends or whatever, right? Want to celebrate somebody's birthday. And then he say where? Then you just say, oh, there's this KTV. Then your first question is, hey, KTV can go up, man? He say, no, now it's a bistro. So we basically got our own room. So it sounds like okay plan. So you go.
So far, so good.
Right? So far it checks out. You tell your wife, hey, I'm going for a birthday dinner at a bistro.
Yeah, it's legal to operate as a bistro.
It is a bistro.
Yeah.
At this point,
This
right?
video is just a setup for later what you want to say.
No, I'm halfway there already. No, so that, okay, so if you're there, there's 5 of you all, right? Honestly speaking, okay, don't touch your heart one, okay? If let's say, right, the boss of the establishment comes in with a string of hostesses, chill one.
But social distanced and wearing masks lah.
So then if they come in, right, and then the guy say, so there's already 5 of you all in the room, right? He say, y'all want to get some hostess or not? Then the rest of your friends, right, are like, okay, we get one for the birthday boy.
Okay.
Would you stand up and say, wow, there's 6 people, yeah, I need to leave?
I think if more than 8, I will leave.
No, by 7 now.
No.
Because arguably, right, I don't know where I'm going to jail for this now. Arguably, right,
Allegedly, arguably.
going to Ion and having your dinner at a crowded food court, right, is worse. Everybody masked down, everybody talking and laughing. At a place that's already very noisy, everybody shouting.
But everyone's socially distanced.
Everyone's socially distanced.
And it's legal to do that.
I mean, okay, the legality aside, right? Because I know of people that have gathered in groups of 6. I mean, are you going to call the cops on them?
I might actually, but I'm a snitch lah. I think there's 2 things, right? One is really the dodginess of the place and not being completely upfront to your partner. But the second thing is about putting yourself in a situation where you go Ion, everybody is still sitting in 2s or in 5s. That's still within regulation. But if you are suddenly in the presence of 10 people all unmasked, then you yourself unmasked, you are putting yourself in a situation of bringing COVID home to your family already lah. Which also I think is very irresponsible.
No, but I think the point is that the venue is the problem. So knowing that it's now Tiger Dragon Bistro or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's a KTV, like bistro, right? But then you go there like knowing that that's the environment, then it's wrong already, right?
Yeah.
Cannot lah.
Yeah,
if it's a KTV, no.
So I'm wrong.
You are wrong. On that point, right? Essentially, do you believe that there should be no lies in a relationship?
No.
Nothing should be hidden. No white lies, nothing lah.
No, actually,
No lah,
you agree
as
or you
in-
disagree?
I disagree. I think everybody's relationship will have a lie on lah. It's not like fairy tale one. Sure lie about something one.
Okay.
Maybe I buy a bag and then I tell him it's only like $300, but actually it's 3K. I don't know.
Really?
No lah, never,
Not 3K
never.
lah, but true story.
You are?
Yeah.
Do you think that lies?
I think it's essential for a healthy relationship. Some level of lies.
But how can I tell what lie is consequential, right, and what is inconsequential? Like if say she faked the price of this bag, then after that nothing happened, it's okay. But she faked until she kena 10K debt.
Correct.
Then it's consequential
Okay.
already. Right? So then should I lie or should I not lie?
Same thing. Right? You would just think I wouldn't know.
That is my problem, ma. I think it's really my problem. But now your problem, right, might affect the family.
But your dad also might affect him.
I have to pay myself now, no choice.
No,
Yeah,
not
but
like
you
that,
cannot
what?
pay.
Or if
Maybe
I
you want to
cannot
buy
pay,
condo together next year and I need you to hold up your end, what? Not I pay, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
She reflecting.
I never buy any bag.
Okay, so because I don't believe that there should be any lies in a relationship. But
You
right,
don't believe that you should lie. You should be 100% honest. You sure you are you or not?
I feel like you should But okay, wait. I got a hypothetical situation which might not be hypothetical, depending. But I'm going to ask you guys anyway. I'm sorry. If say you were to cheat on a partner and if you don't say, right, that person will never ever know.
Yeah.
But you can sleep, man. Cannot.
No, yeah lah. So will you still say?
You just get nightmares every.
I will not say actually because right, I feel like by keeping the lie, I'm hurting myself. Like as in by telling the truth out, right, is making it easier on myself and hurting my partner. Does that make sense?
It's actually a selfish thing to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was initially what I thought,
To be
right?
selfless, I got no choice, you know.
Yeah. So no, that was initially.
Your indiscretion.
No, so initially I thought that way. But everybody that I asked, right, at the end of the day, right, everybody will want to know if their partner cheated.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they actually want to know the truth.
Wait, sorry, but what's the point
They
of
rather
knowing?
find out from their partner.
What's the point of knowing if, like in this hypothetical scenario, no one will ever find out and I will not do it again, right? Then what's the point of the partner knowing? Like if my partner...
Correct.
To be fair to me, then you give me a choice of whether I want to stay on the leave. What? Even if I cannot accept it, like you say, you hurt me more, right? I choose to leave. Then I can choose to leave rather than to live with a liar.
But as the partner, it's like you don't know what you don't know. So like if you don't know that it happened in the first place, then isn't that bliss better?
And it's not like
it makes me
have
like a fool.
another partner. It's more like
one time.
made out with somebody in a club.
Like one night stand.
One night stand.
Oh, one night stand.
No,
One night stand.
but
I think makeup also cannot lie.
But
I
you will
would
never
say-
know. So you will know. You won't know that it's wrong also because you never knew.
So
it
if
happened.
my intention was to maintain my marriage, should I say or not say?
Don't say
As long as there's no way of it coming out, like, I think for the happiness of your partner and the general mental wellness,
Yeah, and
it's
the
actually
cheater
the better thing to
and
do.
the cheater would honestly overcompensate for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Which will make the other partner happier.
Or the cheater might feel like I can get away with this and she
Yeah,
will
but you're not
skip it.
scared. What if the person
do
go and
again.
photo you?
And then keep getting away.
What if the person photo you and then I found out
No,
from
it will
Yeah
never
lah.
happen. It will never
But when
happen.
that happens, then either way we'll have the fight.
Yeah, but in this situation,
Do I want
you
to?
will never find out.
If there's an 80% chance I'm not gonna get caught, just like the KTV guys, right? 80% chance they're not gonna get COVID, right?
Yeah.
Do I want to just tell and have that fight pre-fight? No need lah. Get caught already, then fight out lah.
No, but
Either
she's
way,
saying that there will be no pre-fight. Because if you tell her, then there's no issue already, right?
No.
Sorry.
Hold on. That introduces a great dynamics into my marriage.
Sign agreement now. Yeah.
As in, talk it beforehand rather than you find out from somewhere else or you found out later. Like let's say okay, now we don't have kids.
Yeah.
And then you tell me, I think we resolve it lah. You know,
Yeah.
but what if later eats you up, you really cannot sleep every night. Then we have kid already. Then you say, actually 2 years ago.
No, I will take it to my grave.
Okay, so I just want to bring this back to the KTV.
Tonight
thing.
when I sleep, I just close my eyes.
I want to bring this back to the KTV thing for a short while, right? One thing that we didn't establish was that, so you're angry with him, right? You found out only when he tested positive. Will that break the relationship? Will you
No.
break up?
I won't.
Okay.
But he must reassure me that he didn't do anything.
Okay, last so it's just a normal
How to
fight lah,
reassure
just-
though?
So, I mean, he went before ma. And then I will always ask him, you leh? You got do anything? Then he's like, no lah, never. Then I just grew a bit. But him being his, I feel that I trust him lah.
You know, I was thinking about it in our hypothetical fight when we got hypothetically heated, but we were laughing along the way, right?
Yeah, sure.
No, in our conversation, we were very serious. And then I said, if you really very angry with me, right, until like third, fourth day, I mental breakdown because I quarantine very lonely, I call you and I still must hear your color after getting day 1, day 2, day 3. By the time I come out of quarantine,
You called a Vietnamese girl.
I'm done
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that's a bit.
Then there's a relationship problem already lah. It's not about the COVID or whatever. It's like, how come you don't trust me? How come you, even when I'm sick, you will stab me and then continue like stab on me and say, why do you do this? I don't think I'm that kind.
If John cheated on you, you would want to know, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want him to lie to you.
I don't want him to lie to me.
So what
Just
are-
like I won't lie to him if I cheated.
But is any
What if you
lies?
kiss someone?
I will tell you I
Wait, but
cannot
do you
one.
want to know actually?
But it's more for yourself lah.
Yeah, do you want to know?
I think if ask anybody, most of them will want to know one. So that we can check.
Yeah.
Like, be more careful next time. Like, don't over-trust. Because it will escalate. Yeah, but then and there is a decision that you will make for yourself, for your relationship. Sometimes if you take it to your grave, it's just better for everyone.
Correct.
But if you ask the other party, do you want to know?
They confirm say yes.
They will say yes.
Yeah.
Because you
I
don't want
wanna
to
know.
be the guy that just gets cheated on one.
I wouldn't
No, but
want to know.
nobody else know. Only that two people that, like you and the person you have an affair with know. But no one else know.
Ignorance is bliss.
But if you ask me whether I want to know, I want to know. I still
Yeah. Actually, I feel it's 50-50.
Wait, this guy ignorance is bliss. Are you gonna let that slide?
Like, I wouldn't want to know.
No, yeah, I think it's 50-50.
Life is
Some
much
people
better not knowing.
won't want to know also.
I also wouldn't want to know.
Like you don't know if your partner really loves you, but she keeps telling you like she loves you and she hugs you, and then that's good enough for you. That's your own truth.
But do you think deep down within this like connection, right, you will feel that something's off?
For sure. But
Based on what?
We hypothetical until
yeah,
some meta level.
No, like cause if you are, so for example, I'm the one that cheated, right? Then I take it to the grave kind, right? But like for the next 20 years, right, it's like constantly on my mind, you know?
Yeah.
Then that will affect my behavior and everything in the relationship, ma.
Yeah.
As in,
Then-
will that make you feel guilty about it and be better, or will that embolden you?
No, the guilt.
Then okay what?
No, but then it
do
will
the
affect the
relationship
happiness
better,
level
DH.
of the relationship because you cannot give everything already. You constantly have that at the back of your mind.
I mean, depends how bad the deed is. Honestly, if it was a kiss at a club, I don't think it would bother me more
No,
than
like
kiss,
you cheat lah, one night stand lah, with a rando.
Right.
Yeah. It depends how you deal
Or
with
best
deal
friend.
with guilt
I
also
don't
lah.
know. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I think kiss I will tell. Like the less serious one, I will tell. Yeah. Then the more serious one is the cannot tell.
Get away with the bigger ones. Because they're like, oh, she's so honest, she tells me about all these things.
Denise tells me everything.
Yeah.
The other time, she kissed already. She tell me already. How come she never tell me?
It happens once a week, but she keeps telling me.
Wow, your partner is walking right into this.
Okay, no, but earlier when JP asked, if lies are okay in a relationship, you said yes or no.
Yes.
So what are some lies that are okay besides like the dead stuff lah?
Okay, wait, there's a list.
Isn't that a great lie to?
Well, you have a list of okay lies.
Types of lies.
Okay,
that are okay in a
okay,
relationship.
let's see it.
The easy, more juicy one on the list is sexual lies.
Okay.
Like
You're
what?
the
You
best.
masturbate today,
you're
then you never tell.
Hey, how
You
come
give the
know
best
so well?
Something like that.
is it? Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
in the world.
It's like
which
you are
is
the best
obviously
sex,
like-
but actually you are not, you know?
You read out, then we see whether we lie or not lie.
Okay.
Not saying whether you are lying or not lying. It's whether you would lie or not lie.
Yeah,
Okay.
With sex, will you all lie?
Example.
My ex was better, but I don't need to tell you.
Lie.
Lie. For sure lie.
I'm not lies, yeah.
You want to tell your current partner that
No, so
your ex was
encourage them,
better?
so you need to buck up.
In other ways, yeah. Oh my god, no, cannot. Every time you have sex,
Have you done it?
Does my partner have growth mindset or not?
It's true. I will tell the truth also.
Thank you. No, but if she asks you, I better or your ex better? Like she straight up asks, like it's not.
Lie. Straight up lie.
If not,
I write notes,
if not right, every time you have sex from then on, right,
Yeah,
she's gonna be thinking, right, oh my
How
god,
to improve?
No.
I am the worst
be better.
sex he's ever had or she's ever had.
Like when next time when you touch her hand, right? She say, "Hey, don't touch me. I'm going to touch your ex-girlfriend." Now. You won't even f already. You think
That
still
one
f-
then
right?
is your relationship problem.
I would definitely be like that.
We have a relationship problem. What? Hey,
Okay, next one. Deceptive affection. So for example, right, the person today not that chill, but then you just
Tell her you look
have
beautiful
to,
anyway.
Yeah.
Lie.
Lie.
Oh, lie.
Yeah.
Why you not lie?
I know lie lah. If the person
Hey, you
born-
very brutal eh!
So if the person
You lie,
okay, say she wear a outfit that suck, right?
Okay, I tell her lah,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, then tell
Very
lah.
honest.
Like when we are still at home, not in the middle of the day when we're out. When we are still at home and she can change, I will tell her. Like she got this dress she loves. It's like so much fucking air here. It's like a fucking submarine suit. It's like an astronaut, you know. Like if she falls down, she'll just bounce right back
We
up.
common young.
It's so ugly, yeah. It looks like the hanger is
You
still in the
ugly.
box, yeah. See, she lies about it because she knows I'm good looking.
Or are you?
To avoid arguments. Will you lie to avoid an argument? Like even though you're not sorry, you just say, okay, I'm sorry.
Less.
I think it depends. Some arguments
Yeah.
need to be had. Fighting helps to understand each other, and I feel like if I need to be understood, I'm going to start a fight.
That's why we understand each other.
Wait, is there no way to understand you without fighting?
Can for sure. Can, but it always escalates. I'm the common denominator. Lah.
Wait, what you mean by you will escalate?
He will bottle up. My understanding of him lah. If you don't fight today, it means he will take this to another fight.
I've
The
got a
next one.
ledger of like points that I've been wanting to make. And then
Oh my
if I
God.
don't make it now, right, it's going to explode one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
One whole
So
list
like
come out.
tomorrow you step on his shoe, right? He'll tell you about yesterday you were rude to me also.
Or it's stacked together one shot.
At the start of my relationship with Ned, right, what was very difficult for me was that we established some ground rules, right? And she said during fights, never bring up things from the past. And to me, I was like, fuck shit, which means I need to fight every day. I say everything now in the present. So it's been really difficult.
How can you not fight about things in the past? Like
That
there
was
must be a
like 3 months
timeline
ago.
lah.
No, correct. Because if it's relevant,
One
you're trying to
month
establish
window,
Yeah,
pattern,
that's
right?
right.
You're trying to establish pattern. It's important.
Yep.
But like sometimes,
Okay.
Wait, is that a fair rule though?
No, but I think that's the meaning of forgiving someone though. If I say I forgive you about this, it means it's not something I'm going to use against you in another fight. But establishing a
Okay.
pattern, I think, is different.
But it's grey. It comes
Yeah,
together.
it overlaps a lot. No, I find it a weird
you want
rule
to
to
fight
have,
already.
just like to have it established at the beginning, not be able to bring up things from the past. I get the unhealthiness of it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, is yeah lah. There are different ways and different to approach something, right?
Right.
So how do you point out a pattern without bringing up the past? You gotta say that this time is I stupid. That's how
Fool
you
me
do it.
twice, shame on me.
It's not you, it's I stupid.
it's good advice.
For being with that person.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to choose.
That's damn baggro.
Because you cannot bring up the past, you must play within the rules, you see.
But anyway, it's still lying that your story and you just want to move on. I think that's
okay.
Fine.
Should you be honest with regards to how you feel about their friends, your partner's friends?
Like if I don't like this friend, do I say
Yeah. Like your best friend's a cunt.
I'm okay to lie, but I usually just tell the truth.
I also just tell her.
So right, you don't like this guy already, right? That your partner is hanging out with constantly, and you know that the guy's interested in your partner. But your partner is like the...
no lah.
To them, she will never like that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then how?
Pat very sadistically enjoys this kind of situation.
Huh? I do?
Because you're too good already. She wants to be able to experience.
She wants competition, is it?
No, if it's no threat.
Yeah, please lah, don't talk about that.
If it's no threat, she likes to put me in a situation whereby she knows somebody might like me.
Okay.
But if no threat one.
Right.
What's no threat?
But if someone might like you,
No lah, no.
The way you say bong.
Not about looks.
So you don't think somebody can like...
No, very pretty. Maybe not a threat also, because maybe the person is very happy in the relationship.
No. She's thinking that if so pretty, why the person want me?
No, but that person's single and... but that person's single and interested in him. And you know.
Then threat lah.
No
Then, huh?
Oh,
but are you confident in him?
No, I'm very confident in him. I'm always not confident with the woman around him.
That's everybody, yeah. So will you say like, okay, then you cannot hang out with her. But to him, right, she's a great friend.
Then bring me in lah. Then we hang out together lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some things just... I don't know. I don't know.
No, but I think there's a difference if like, say example, like you know that this person is attracted to him already, right? But then it's like, does she try to make moves or not? Like she'll try to like touch you a bit, that kind. Like, I feel like if it's that kind, then she can say don't hang out with her because she's clearly trying to come onto you, even if you're not.
This thing pretty much doesn't happen one. Y'all don't like, hey, John so ugly, how come?
Have lah.
If it's the other way around, what will you do?
Oh, he don't care. He really don't care about me. But I said no. I think he don't care about who I hang out with.
Now we know the truth.
And like what happened in the club. To him, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, come tell us more of the other side. Okay.
No, but it's real. Like whatever happened to me at work, right? Let's say maybe we go for a party and like some guy try and hit on me or whatever, right? To the exact detail, I'll tell him one.
Maybe that's why he don't care because you just tell him anyway. Like
But she only tell me
So but I also expect.
That's the strategy. That's the strategy. I tell you everything, what?
No.
That you need to know.
I know, yeah, exactly like Denise.
So it's expectations because she tell you everything. So she expect you to tell her also.
Yeah.
But just because you do it yourself, you cannot expect that of
Exactly.
other people.
Yeah. I agree.
But then you also have to be considerate if your partner wants this out of you, then you also have to kind of find a middle ground.
So the moral of this episode is to lie to your partner. Just don't get caught.
No. So how would you teach those that went to KTV who haven't told their wives yet? What will you teach them?
What's a good excuse lah?
Yeah, how will you?
There was a list of stupid excuses also, right?
No, I don't think I think the excuse don't create excuses.
Just tell
Just change the mood a bit and say, so I have something to tell you, but you cannot get angry. No, just say I have something to tell you, but you cannot get angry, and I promise you I didn't do anything. I think with that disclaimer out there, the wife will feel that okay.
That sounds really bad though.
But that was
Yeah, the moment you say that, I got angry. I'm like, what are you going to say that's going to make me angry?
That was my exact conversation with you yesterday. I said you're angry or not, you said angry. That's why we have this episode.
The disclaimer.
But you never say you say the disclaimer.
The disclaimer says the wrong tone. I think the best way to do it is you go to the BMW shop, you buy her the car, inside the car, then you tell her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go to
then I think
LV
it's fine
Chanel, see inside the boutique already.
Then
You want this bag? Buy.
Or you order a lapsap massage for her.
Hey, we are not so easy. Cannot bribe us like that.
Then you'll do in separate rooms. But then you never do, but she doesn't know. She think you're doing.
But you're doing COVID tests.
You're doing COVID test. And then you go and say, while I'm doing the COVID test, you're letting another man touch you.
Then, by the way, I did this yesterday. Okay. So,
Thanks for watching.
Go get tested.
No, go get tested. Yeah.
No, seriously though.
I feel like if you just go and get tested and then if you have, the police won't come to you and say you are KTV cluster.
Yeah.
You just go in quarantine and hospital lor.
Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you watch, remember to drop a sub, and if you'd like to see more pet, let us know as well. See you in the next one.
Bye.
More pet, not more of pet. As
More
much
pet.
as you get.
went to a restaurant. We had dinner. And after that, they said, hey, let's go for a drink. And then they went to Samtu. But after that, a while, they were like a bit bored. Then they went off somewhere else.
Then you stay with the Sambu.
What's the worst thing you could ask a priest? This is your daily catch-up. Hey guys, if you're liking the daily catch-up so far, remember to drop us a sub and like this video. So I found this Quora, this Quora query. I would say someone basically asked, is having a crush on a priest a sin?
Like, sorry, daddy, I've been a bad girl.
Is it a sin?
To have a crush is not a sin. The attraction is not wrong. I think.
But if they try to seduce,
yeah, I mean, then when you act
pulling
on
up
it,
the dress,
it doesn't matter whether it's a priest or not a priest. When you try to seduce somebody,
No, if it's a single man, it's okay, right? If you try and seduce a single man.
Okay, then so the priest. Okay, so the priest in the church, is equal to a married person, right? The sacrament of marriage and holy orders are the same. Yeah, you know that this person is single for life, right? Will you go do it to a monk? So you know that he's unavailable. Like you say, if he's a single person, it's okay.
Single but unavailable.
Yeah, so we are single and unavailable.
No, so what made you want to become a priest in the first place?
What made me want to become a priest?
But you cannot preach,
Cannot preach.
We want your story.
The story. Mine really was I would guess a conversion. When I was a young boy, my parish priest died. I stole his rosary. Okay, I didn't steal that.
This story just went down so quickly.
It's theft.
Yeah, so no, it wasn't really theft because he died, right? And
so it was murder.
All the two rape.
No, murder. Yeah. So I was helping the assistant priest to clear my parish priest's office, right? All his things were there. And there was this huge rosary. I was primary school and this rosary was almost my height. And
rosary is what?
Rosary, it's the beads that Catholics use to pray.
Right. So huge beads.
Yeah.
Okay.
So normally not so huge, but this one was really huge. And I was so fascinated by it, right? And I mean, the priest has died. He has no more use for it, right? We're trying to clear his room.
Sure.
So I said to the assistant priest, I said, Father, can I have this? Right? And he said, yeah, you can have it. So I took it. Then he added, you take it, you have to become a priest. I put it back. But quietly, the temptation was there, so I just took it and I brought it home.
Right.
Then when my mom found out, then there was this running joke in my family, oh, you're going to become a priest. Yeah, and so there was this thing about me being a priest. But after a while, I said, I don't think I can be a priest. My priest, right, my assistant priest, the one who told me about the rosary, he shared his vocation story and how God called him. And I said, God called, but God never called me. So, okay lah. Then,
so I said, changed phone number, that's why.
Because you primary school at the time,
primary school lah.
No phone at the time.
So no call, yeah. So that was it.
You're dumbing down your jokes.
Sorry.
Life went on, went secondary school, then discovered girls and...
Discovered girls?
Tell us about the discovery.
Discovery, yeah.
He's like behaving like his son,
how normal guys discover, you go through puberty, the hormones and...
Discovery of girls,
yeah.
Like magazines.
No, relationships lah. Yeah. Right?
So you dated in secondary school?
No, I only dated when I was in poly. Yeah. I went through a crisis. I didn't know whether God really existed, right? So this whole question about, is it just a morality? Is it just society, or what they say, is the opium of the people? And so was God real? That was a question that I had to go through. And so the short story is I went on this journey. I challenged God a bit. I challenged God to reveal himself to me. I gave him 1 year. And
the audacity to give you a timeline.
Yeah. I said, if after 1 year, nothing happens, I will go out. And this was because of a car bumper sticker that I saw.
I love Jesus.
No. one day I was walking out of church, right, with this thing. Why am I here? Why am I wasting my time? and I saw this car bumper sticker, and this car, I've never seen it again after. It said, if you're going to live life as if there is no God, you better be damn sure. Then I'm like, okay.
I feel like I've seen that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person that put that bumper sticker made such an impact on someone else's life. Like, wow, that's crazy.
So for me, I was like, okay, it really spoke to me at that point in time. If I'm going to leave the church, I better be sure that there is no God first before I leave.
Right.
Right. And that's where I decided, I turned back, I went to the prayer room and I challenged God. I said, I give you 1 year. After 1 year, if I still don't have any experience, I'm going to walk out. And basically, I fell in love with God, started to ask this question. So what do you want of me? In the Catholic Church, we have this thing called vocation, a call.
Hey, you know, I kena before, like the like so serendipitous, right? Like you looking for a sign and kena sign. So like I remember
serendipitous?
Like coincidence, but happy.
Okay.
I was in Sec 1 and I was like, I had a crush on 2 girls. You know, I was the kind, right? From primary 1 to primary, like Sec 3, right? If I like a girl, I pray every night that God will make her like me back. Then creepy.
So poor thing,
Then creepy.
Very sad.
The girl got no choice.
And then I was like, God, give me a sign. And then the day after I prayed for give me a sign on which girl I should go for, right? A song came on and her name...
Baby. Oh, sorry, wrong song.
No, so like...
Can you guess the song though?
Yeah. It's a very popular song. No.
Hey, Maria.
Jenny.
No. Older.
I think I'm not born yet at that point.
Newer than that.
Carol, no, don't go for Carol. Carol's old, she's 42, dude.
Sounds like, what was his name? It was Come On Eileen. Oh, her name was Eileen.
Oh, dude, that's rather old.
Yeah.
I also don't know.
I never heard this song.
Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
How's that a name?
So I thought, oh my God, this is a sign. Oh my God, this is a sign. So then I said, okay, I need another sign. And then I knew that she supported Liverpool. I supported Liverpool. And then that weekend, right, Liverpool were playing West Ham. And then it was the FA Cup final. West Ham was leading, right? And I was like, God, give me a sign. Is this it? And then Liverpool came back in the last minute. Liverpool won the FA Cup, right? I was like, I got this is it. And so I told her,
You're a Liverpool fan, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so then I was like, this is it. So I confessed my feelings for her, right? Thinking like, this is going to be it, right? And she said no.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Eileen is 42, dude. She's like, Dan, you're too young.
You never asked her to pray for the sign, that's why.
Yeah,
you should have told her to pray for the sign.
That's true. Very sad.
Any questions you all have for a priest? Your first time meeting a priest? Actually, I asked a lot of questions already.
No, so when did the celibacy thing become
Kick
an
in,
issue?
yeah.
Kick in.
Coming to terms with
It was
it,
never an issue.
Wait, celibacy means you cannot
have sex.
Yeah.
Abstain for life.
You don't get married lah.
No, but
I mean,
can
you don't
you
get
know as
married.
in-
Huh?
Cannot own
Can you not
self.
love yourself?
Can you love
That one,
yourself?
all Catholic is a sin, what?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a sin lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is it a sin?
Why is it a sin? How I've come to just saying it's wrong, didn't really make sense for me. Like I said, my conversion, I started to question. Yeah, so why no harm, right? And I knew a lot of the worldly arguments, but I think my approach was, okay, why is the church saying this first, right? And I started to question, and I realized that it's more than just the act in itself, and in a way, how does it harm you, right? In your objectifying of women, and in your allowing that the sexual desire to control you rather than you are in control. I have animal desires. We are biologically animals.
Yeah.
An animal is in heat, it will go and mate. An animal is hungry, it will go and eat. An animal is tired, it will sleep. These are things that we have, these desires that we have. But we are human because we have the ability to be in control of the desires rather than the desires control us.
Right.
So the sexual desire is not bad. If there was no sexual desire, then nobody will procreate.
You're right.
Right? The sexual desire is a natural thing, God-given, but to be used for a specific purpose.
So I remember once when I was an altar boy, like a priest told us that masturbation was self-abuse. Because again, with the
Because you're
addiction
beating
that
your
you get,
meat.
in some sense, but I guess it's because you become a slave to that addiction almost, right? The endorphins or whatever that get released. And then the only thing that we took away from that, right, was that now when we go for confession, we don't have to say, Father, I masturbated. You can say, Father, I self-abused myself. So then it's like a
loophole.
Loophole when you go for confession.
But we know lah.
Wait, so is that like code? Like you know that when we say self-abuse?
I mean, people have come up with various various way of
What's the funniest one that you've heard?
What's the funny? Confessional still I cannot say.
Maybe too specific already. The person watching like, what the fuck?
Difficult question. So like you know how like people associate Catholic priests with molesting little boys, right?
Pedophilia.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's a sad situation. We were not going to say it never happened or it has happened, right? But of course also it's being blown up to the point of every Catholic priest is like that, you know. But what's the percentage like, right? It was definitely more prevalent in the US. Okay, people would say that the church was trying to hide it, right? So you know, a complaint was made about this priest, and then what did they do? Or they just moved him to another church, and then it happened again, right? But if you also go and look at it, there were also at that point of time, right, the parents who bring up the case to the church, and do you want to press charges? Do you want to do anything? And sometimes, for the sake of the church, the parents say, "Never mind, we don't do anything about it," or "We don't want to investigate."
Right.
And so, without an investigation, what do we do? You know, how
send
do we
him for counselling, then move him to a new community,
right? And at that point of time, also they thought you go send them for counselling, they can recover, and then they can go back to ministry. So, of course, with the church being what it is and being such a big target, you know, does it mean that it's not happening elsewhere? It is also happening elsewhere, but it just becomes more scandalous in the church, right? So again, we're not saying that it didn't happen. It happened. It is a scandal. It is something that should not have happened, right? But don't stereotype that everyone is like that, right? You know, and that, of course, because the church says that it is wrong and does, then it seems very hypocritical. Whereas another person who does it, but I never say it's wrong, so why you? And it's not scandalous or not newsworthy enough, right? So it is a wound. It's something that we will have to keep. That's why we have put into place, you know, practices and rules of how we interact with children, not just with the priest, but even for the adults catechist, we make sure there are 2 adults in the room, and make sure there's the glass window and the door, so there's nothing enclosed. We are putting into these places to make putting this safeguards in place.
Interesting.
Right?
That's why catechism rules.
Yeah.
Is yours also?
Mine was way too bad.
That time, I mean, in the US, it has reached such a state. So when I was there studying, I go to the parish and they're like, okay, I actually had to have a briefing of these practices before I can help out in the church there, and to the point that, you know, when I was in Divine Mercy, after Mass, the children come, I play with them, you know, but there, the priest can't even touch the children,
right?
You know, to safeguard whether any scandals or whatever, but it just became so
restrictive.
So
even when he says he play with children right now, my mind also immediately think of a joke.
He went there. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But people bully you for this or not? Or do you get discriminated against in certain ways of being openly like religious?
Is it harder to make friends as a priest, for example?
It's harder to make friends. That's interesting. Ironically, I think the conversations, even with non-Catholics, has been, because they're very curious also about priests, right? There was a period of time when I came back from my studies, then, you know, I didn't have a car, I was taking Grab going around. What I would do is like, okay, God, you know, I don't know what this Grab ride will be, and we let you take control. Of course, usually I either start in
so
church.
Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to say.
So either I start in church or I end up in church, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so sometimes like I'm coming back from a dinner and it's like, so late the church open. Say, yeah, not really, but I stay there. They look at me, why? I'm a priest, right? And that starts the whole conversation.
No, then with regards to friends, right? So if like you got a damn hot friend, right? Then you want to resist temptation, so you distance yourself from that person.
if I feel that I cannot control, then I better
Has there
distance
ever
lah.
been?
Really?
Has there ever been a person that you feel like maybe I should distance because she be hot?
Yeah.
She be hot ah.
So weird.
Don't know, maybe God has protected me, or maybe He has lifted the veil of my head, so I just see that everybody is beautiful.
Everybody is shit. You're ugly.
Or like with your other friends, like last time before you were a priest, then maybe like you would have like rowdy nights maybe, or like house parties. Then now like when you meet with them, do you still like have a drink, have a beer?
There's nothing wrong to drink. I don't like beer. I prefer sweet beers, right? So there's nothing wrong with drinking as long as we don't overdrink.
Yeah.
Maybe I just share this story.
Nice.
Confession, but okay, I'm a priest already. It's okay. So before I was a priest, the year before I was a priest, okay, I was attached to a parish, and then I met up with with a group of friends. Okay.
Easy, you scared I know them. There's a good chance because you were attached to my parish.
No. It's to protect my friends more than
Okay.
So what is a parish?
A church.
Your church
basically, Singapore is divided into different, like GRC different zone.
Okay.
One church covers one area.
Got it.
Yeah. So my friends invited me out. You know, a friend came back from overseas, and we haven't met up in a while. And in the past, we used to just go for prata, teh tarik, you know, very clean conversations and clean food. This time around, we went to a restaurant, we had dinner, and after that, they said, hey, let's go for a drink. I was thinking go prata, go teh tarik, right? And then they went to Siam Tiu.
It's like a stack night for you lah.
So for me, that was like okay. And at first they were joking. It's like, hey, you sure your bishop allow you?
Then you slowly take out the thing.
At that time, I don't wear lah, right? So for me, it was an interesting experience. I said, well, they said, you sure you can be here? I said, well, Jesus, was with the tax collectors, the prostitutes, and the sinners. So I'm here with you guys. This is part of my ministry. The ironic thing was, then they were like, hey, they were the ones saying, hey, don't take photo.
Yeah.
Because they scared their wife or their girlfriend find out. So I was like, okay. I didn't, in all honesty, I didn't do anything. It was a eye-opening thing to see what people are doing.
What goes on.
Right, what's going on. Yeah, but after that, a while, they were like a bit bored. Then they went off somewhere else. And so I said,
then you stay with the Jambu.
No lah.
So yeah.
It wasn't tempting enough.
Well. So many of you, one of me.
Then what are your thoughts on like LGBTQ plus IA? Well, I don't know what the other letters are. Is it considered a sin to just identify as such? Or is it only like if I want to get married, this kind, or if I'm in a relationship? Yeah.
So I think the church separates the person from the act, and it also separates the orientation from the act.
Right.
Okay, what it means that if the person who has a certain orientation, right, whether they act on it. So a lot of people think that the church is just LGBT and it's just against,
Be careful. Be careful.
No, that's okay.
慢走慢走.
The church is against, all these people, right?
Right.
But the fundamental rule that we talk about, first, is not about the LGBT thing, but it's first, what is sex? What is the purpose of sex? And sex, of course, for us, is in relationship with marriage, in relationship with procreation, in relationship with the whole committed relationship, right? And so sex is not just an activity. Sex is not just when we say, oh, I love this person, so I have sex, right? What is the underlying? So any sexual act outside of marriage in the Catholic Church, where it's not free, where it's not fruitful, open to life, and it's not unitive, then it's wrong.
Right.
So premarital sex, extramarital sex, same sex, right?
Non-vaginal sex.
All this, it is
and
contraception, right?
Please, bro.
We did it! Well, you're plotting this.
So all of this is wrong, right?
Yeah.
I think the only problem is that why it seems like the church is specifically talking about LGBT, because there's nobody trying to say, I think premarital sex should be legal or should be allowed, and it's not a sin.
Activists for
yeah,
that.
correct. There's no activists, so there's the church. I think
Don't get to respond to that lah.
Yeah, don't need to respond to it, right? And so for me as a priest, if a person comes up to me in confession and tells me, Father, I'm in a same-sex relationship and I had sex, right? I remind myself that I cannot treat this person any differently from a person who comes and confess, I went to a lapsap bar, I have a mistress, I have an affair.
Right.
Sin is sin.
Are there grades of sin?
Grades of sin.
Are there levels of, there's cardinal sins. So for example, is like a person that masturbates every day, assuming that's the only sin they do.
Okay.
Used to be me.
Not after you started drinking green
That was so unnecessary and so necessary.
Later we just do confession.
Isn't this a confession?
For all I said just now, I'm sorry.
So let's say this person just masturbates every day, right? But assuming that's the only sin, right? And versus a lesbian couple that their only sin is having girl sex, right? Is one sin worse than the other?
The church doesn't classify that way.
Right.
Sin is sin.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a political thing, alright? It's a conversational. There are certain sins we don't mind having a bit. I'm not sorry. I'm really doing a disservice to the church.
watching you drink the.
You know what I mean? Like, no one's out there fighting for a right to masturbate. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, just say I know what you're saying.
We know what you're saying.
And so when I asked Pat, right, why did you find why do you want to marry John?
Because you're GCB.
And she says, yeah, he's a good Catholic boy. Then I was like, oh. I said,
because a priest asked,
in your mind, what is a good Catholic boy? He goes to church every Sunday. I said, okay. What else?
Minimum criteria.
Yeah.
You're not even in that criteria again. You're just Catholic boy.
No, I'm curious. What does it feel like to wed two people?
To wed?
To wed.
Oh, wed.
Like marry two people.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
You
To marry two people. As with anybody going for a wedding, how close you are to the couple makes a difference, right? Whether you know the couple well. There are couples which I really never see.
He outed me on my wedding sermon about the good Catholic boy thing. It's busted, sir. I think it's a bit busted.
Then
on my wedding.
You got feeling or not? Like when you wed them that time, right? You got a feeling that like
So
you think we'll work out?
Who, you? You
Let's call it now.
What is work out? What do you mean by work out?
You think Pat and I will stay married for the rest of our life?
life?
Eternity lah, right?
High chance lah.
High chance, okay. You cannot lie.
He has to go for confession later.
Like on TV.
Have you intervened?
There have been some which I have suggested.
Not to go ahead.
I think, for example, it's like if it's a shotgun marriage, it's like, do you really intend to get married, or because of the pregnancy?
So if they just say yes, we love each other, is that good enough for you?
I would normally dig a bit deeper lah.
Right.
Yeah, and
get the tea
and.
You cannot be priest.
I'll be too obsessed with the concept.
Then what happened? Oh my god, really?
Who else?
You did that.
Does she know?
Yeah, so sometimes we just, whether it's a maturity, are you really ready? But some of them choose to just carry on.
Wait, sorry, are there certain sins that priests can already forgive?
Okay, generally priests can forgive almost all sins. Okay?
Oh, there are sins that you cannot forgive.
Murder?
We cannot absolve certain sins in the past. So if a person is excommunicated officially,
John Wick.
Right? Meaning he
the church
totally goes
him.
against the teachings of the church, and the church publicly.
Who is such people?
Oh, it's like a blacklist.
How do I know if I'm on it?
You will know if you
you won't be allowed to enter.
But so abortion